Hi there, my name is Tracy. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel, and today I have for you a Lighting the Way episode on Goose Creek's Pumpkin Hearth scent. I'll also highlight that I am joined by Harry. He's up there getting into trouble, climbing all over the old, I think that's a radio, an antique radio. So, hopefully he behaves. This candle was what I consider like an add-on or an afterthought. Goose Creek released this whole collection with the jar that has this kind of like matte painting on it. I think it's meant to kind of look like the Neutrals line from Bath & Body Works. Matte white lid on this collection. This showed up, there's actually kind of been like 2 rounds of additional releases. There was a couple of them that came out, which I've already done a lit review episode on after the fact. Then there was this one that came out, and I think there was one other that came out at the same time. Actually, yeah, I have it here, but it wasn't in the same collection. It was in the aromatherapy. They keep dropping like stragglers or add-ons after the fact. So I picked this one up, one, because the scent notes sound cool, but also because it's a part of that collection that I've already reviewed, and I wanted to make sure you have access to all the different scents that are in there. So Pumpkin Hearth has harvest pumpkin, toasted marshmallows, and hearthside embers. Oh, this is unique. I kind of just thought it was going to be, oh, it's another pumpkin scent, you know? And at this point in November, I have smelled a lot of pumpkin starting way back in like August. I've been smelling pumpkin candles, and this one's different. The marshmallow note is nice. It's very ooey gooey. It legitimately feels like a melted marshmallow, like how when you pull it apart and it's kind of stringy and goopy, it gives me that energy. There is a warm spice in here, which there's no technical spice note, but I'm guessing that's a part of the harvest pumpkin. And I feel like I'm getting a little bit of that pumpkin element that was in Jack-o'-lantern from Goose Creek. So if you didn't like that kind of like raw, fresh pumpkin vibe that was in that, you might not like this. Although I will say the kind of mineral earthiness of that one is toned down a bit in here with the spice note. So you still have that like earthy, minerally scented pumpkin vibe, but it's with a warm spice complementing it and a very sweet ooey gooey marshmallow alongside of it. I get just a hint of what smells like smoky firewood. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of raw wood and a little bit of smokiness, but it is very much in the background. It's a base note, because first and foremost is the marshmallow, then pumpkin spice, then kind of a woody, smoky energy. Yeah, it's pretty. I really like it on cold. We'll see how it does on warm. It's a little bit light. White wax in this one, and these are Thin Stiff Ropey Wicks. So I will go fire this up and test it. I will take notes on strength, throw, burn quality, scent quality, and let you know how this evolves on warm. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I've gotten about probably a third of the way, almost halfway through this candle, and I wanted to share with you some of my insights. First of all, let me just say, I like this candle. I don't know that I would say on warm if it specifically screams pumpkin to me, or even hearth per se. To my nose, on warm, this almost ends up reading, and I worry about saying this because it could off-put people, it could also get people really excited. It comes off almost as a tobacco candle to me. There's something about the sweetness from the marshmallow and the way that's playing with the embers note, hearthside embers. So you get almost like a smoky element, but it doesn't smell like wood smoke. It doesn't smell like char. It just feels like an earthy tobacco smoke. Like it smells like something that you're kind of like, ooh, that's kind of sweet and nice. And then with the spices in here, it's not cinnamon. It's not red hot. It feels more like a warm cardamom, something very earthy, which again just kind of makes me feel like I'm getting some tobacco vibes. I really like how this smells on warm, but if I was expecting a typical harvest spice pumpkin vibe, I might be a little bit disappointed. So keep that in mind. In terms of performance, this is a solid medium in terms of strength. I actually would take it a bit stronger. I think it could do better also in filling the room. I don't feel like it filled the room. It wasn't elusive. It didn't bounce around the room. It just didn't flush it out. If you were 5 or 6 feet from it, you could smell it, but if you were across the room, you could not. So it doesn't have super good strength. It doesn't have super good throw. But if you have a smaller space or you're looking for something that feels, it ends up feeling a bit atmospheric, more like this room just has a nice vibe or a nice smell to it. It's not overpowering. It's not going to be too cloying. It's very subtle and just kind of homey and warm and comforting. I like it. I would definitely rebuy it. I like that it's a little bit sweet, a little bit earthy. It kind of reminds me of my grandpa and my grandparents' house, like the vibe I would feel when I walked in, because he used to smoke pipe. So I do recommend it. Just don't expect pumpkin spice energy from it. Let me know below in the comments if you have any questions. If you have burned this candle and you want to share your insights, I always appreciate that. I know my other viewers do as well, because my opinion is just a sample size of one, and it doesn't always mean that that's the truth. It's just my truth. And if you have a different truth, share it, and that way others know what the possibilities are with this particular candle. If you like my Lighting the Way episodes and my Goose Creek reviews, make sure you thumbs up the video before you take off. If you want to see more of this stuff, make sure you're subscribed. If you want to know right away when I release stuff, hit the bell so you get notified, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.